Welcome to an exclusive series around guest booking behaviors.
Can you believe that? Let's talk about guests and why they suck, because lately they suck.
The BC government is taking aim at the short-term rental market in an effort to bolster long-term housing.
You cannot rent out your entire apartment for less than 30 days.
Now, if you're operating a service accommodation, an Airbnb business, you must understand this, that a lot of time, your money, your time and effort is invested on getting a property, getting those properties secured, ready. But a lot of people forget the main part, who are your guests. Why do they stay with you? Why do they book? What's their preference online? What's their booking behavior? Now, in this video, I'm going to go through what is guest behavior in service accommodation or Airbnb business. Remember, we've got 4 episodes coming out, exclusive series around guests and their booking behaviors, understanding why guests have a booking behavior online and what exactly are you looking for. Being a guest before you invest, this is your first one to learn about what is guest booking behavior. Now, 99% of operators, I can tell you today, look, I've worked with hundreds of operators around the world. Okay. Not one has been able to give me a list of guests they've ever worked, why they've booked, and what's the reason for their stay. Now, that says it all about our industry right now. It's so fragile. A lot of people are just investing, going into mentorship, learning a little bit about property investing because it's the easy way in, and then worrying about how to get bookings and stuff. A lot of my bigger clients now, and I invest heavily with them, is to understand guests and their booking behaviors, because what I then can do, which is what I'm going to cover in today's video, is how can we actually create a brand, how can we create advertising strategies to attract those guests in certain platforms, right? Because there's many platforms out there, and we'll be able to drill that into this video today. So firstly, if you're new to Airbnb or service accommodation business, who is guest? Guest is effectively someone who's booking your property to stay, and they're the one who's going to stay for, if you do a 1-night stay, to all the way to 6 months, depending on their reason to stay. Now, think about this way. The reason why I'm trying to get drilled down into guest behavior is your guest ideally can make or break your business, because you can go and get, and I say this to my clients, you can go and scale your property as much as you want. You can go and get 5 properties today, convince a landlord to work with you, but at the end of the day, once you go live on Airbnb and Booking.com, you might end up not getting any bookings. So firstly, a guest is important. Secondly, their booking behaviors, because if you think about this way, now the guest booking behavior comes when you've logged in yourself on Airbnb and Booking.com, there's hundreds of property in your investment area. They've got to choose your property for a reason. Now, going back to what is their reason for stay? Now, 0 to 1 night, it could be leisure, it could be business. Is it 0 to 3 nights, or 0 to 4 nights, being a contractor stay? It's so much information out there that you can capture for your business, or actually be able to do this before you start your Airbnb business. Now, understanding what I mentioned earlier about their reason to stay, 99% of operators, when we're looking at the due diligence that you guys do online, when you're looking at a specific area where you want to invest and get a property, you're probably looking at what the nightly rate is. Now, on this note, think about how about looking at that same property and thinking, who is going to book this property? What is their reason for stay? Are they going to stay with you 7 nights, 14 nights? And you could potentially list all the guest booking behaviors, because if you can do that, you can go and secure units in a completely different manner based on who your ideal client avatar is. Now, in this case, being in the UK market a lot, let's talk about contractor. If you're going to get a 3-bed house, right, you end up getting double beds on each of them. That's not creative enough, because you've not understood your guest booking behavior. I get people saying, "Oh, Piers, I'm about to start my Airbnb business, got my first unit," and I'm like, "Oh, great. Can you tell me what kind of setup you've got?" And they're like, "Oh, I've got a 3-bed house and I've got 3 double beds going." And I'm like, "Well, you've not and who's your ideal guest, and then I go, who's your ideal client avatar? And they're like, Piers, I want to attract contractor. I'm thinking, well, you clearly missed an opportunity there because of you not understanding their booking behavior. A contractor wants to have more sleeps, right? So on a double, rather than having a double bed, you can get a zip and link bed, which then becomes 2 different beds. And, then that way you can maximize your sleep. Instead of 3 people, you could end up getting 6 people in. So firstly, this is why I anyone watching this video in this first series, all I want you to think about is who is your ideal guest, firstly, or list out all the ideal guests that could potentially be ready for your current property or your next property. Understand why they're going to book you because of the different bed settings you've got, or maybe your property is in a city centre location. So let's talk about the feature. And thirdly, just think about what is their reason to stay, right? This is going to open a lot more better opportunity in next few videos that I'm going to talk about, their length of stay, their lead time, and there's going to be more to come. But in this video, I really wanted to drill into understanding the guest booking behaviors. Look, so I hope you enjoyed this very short video around guest and booking, understanding their booking behaviors. Now in next video or in the next episode, which is going to come out shortly, you're going to understand the second version of lead time and the length of stay. But guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe and share, and we'll be back with another video soon.